Hello everyone, welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. It is Tuesday. I had to think about it for a minute because I never know what day it is. But yeah, I'm super excited to be on to share with you guys this beautiful card. I love butterflies and so I'm just super loving this card with the designer series paper as the main card base, I guess I could say. So if you saw the video last week, we made that adorable pocket card showcasing the designer series paper. Let me see. I actually do have it. Let me grab it. So last week I shared with you this card with the cute little pocket and that little designer series card base like in the center there to really show off both sides of the designer series paper. Well, today I'm sharing with you another similar card where the designer series paper is sort of the main event and you get to see both sides of the designer series paper. You get to see the inside and the outside. How fabulous is that? And the other super amazing thing about this is you can get 3 cards like this out of one 12 by 12 designer series paper sheet. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And actually we're using every single bit of the 12 by 12, which makes me super happy because like I don't want the designer series paper to go to waste. So we actually are using, sorry, I got ink all over my finger, but it's 4 inches wide, so 4, 8, 12 all the way across. And then this little flap piece measures 10.5, so that extra 1.5 inch is right down here, and I just turned it over. So it coordinates with the inside as well as breaks up that front pattern for a little extra fabulousness on the bottom. How amazing is that? Okay, so let's get started on this card. I think I have all my pieces, cut out and ready to go because I did the stamping with the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set. So this is actually one giant stamp set that does all 6 butterflies, and there's also a die that die cuts all 6 butterflies. And since, I would have had to like get up and go get my my Stampin' Cut and Emboss and, and all that, then I went ahead and I already did all of my butterflies. So I have my butterflies. I actually, whenever it's a large image like this, I don't like to use the clear block. I actually like to use my Stamparatus for it because that clear block is just so big for my hands. And I prefer the Stamparatus to be able to do that for me. So here is that large butterfly image. And I just popped it on the Stamparatus. Look at those beautiful butterfly colors. I love it. Because I've used a few different colors. I used the polished pink, which is the new in color. I used pale papaya for this sample here, as well as the fresh freesia. So 3 of the new in colors because it just goes so well with this fabulous Pansy paper. So I actually ran out of this pattern of designer series paper. So the one that I'm going to create today is going to look very similar, but just have a different designer series paper. So that just means that you can create the same style of card with like every single piece of designer series paper in the pack. So how cool is that? Okay, so this one uses a fresh freesia card base. So that card base is actually not a full card base, but it's a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. So just like the one last week where we just had that 1/4 sheet of cardstock as like our base, if you will, that's the same thing that we have for this one. So let's see, I'm gonna pop that up there. And then our designer series paper, so like I said, it is a 12 by 12 piece of designer paper. And here is the 4, 4, and 4, and it's 4 by 10.5, and then that last 1.5 inches is cut off, and I just used the back side of it. So this is the entire 12 by 12 sheet of designer series paper, and we get to show off both sides of that designer paper. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold my designer paper in half. You know, I wonder what it would look like. Like, I planned on using the yellow, but do you guys think I should try one of them with this pattern on the outside? I feel like it might be a little too loud, but it could be fun. Do you think I should go for it? I have 3 here, so I kind of feel like I don't think I could mess it up. So yeah, let me know. Do you think it's going to be too loud, or do you think it's going to be uber fabulous? And then because this is kind of like a working mechanism piece to my card, then I'm just going to use a little bit of tear and tape. Again, you guys know how much I love tear and tape because you can literally tear the tape with your fingers. No scissors necessary, so no gunking up your scissors or anything like that. Just press and rip. How is everyone doing on this Tuesday? Are you enjoying the Olympics? I watched, the last 2 nights I watched until like 10 o'clock, and then I was like, I really need to go to bed because you just never know what Alex is going to do. And it's a good thing I did, because last night he was up every 2 hours. So if I look tired, it's because I am. Okay, sorry, I have to plug in my laptop because my laptop is also running on low steam today, apparently. So yeah, send all the caffeine and sunshine my way because I'm gonna need it today. That, and I'm also absolutely starving because I feel like he sucked the life out of me. Okay. So what are you guys doing on this Tuesday? Here in Illinois, it is getting hot. I saw that the heat index for like Wednesday or Thursday is supposed to be like 110. Like, what? That's crazy. Okay, so this just goes on the middle of the card with that same little like 1/4 inch all the way around. Actually, it's more like 1/8 of an inch, but the 1/8 of an inch around because it's a 1/4 inch low. Because the card base, or that fresh freesia, measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and the designer paper, of course, is a 1/4 inch in from that. I do get a little nervous with the tear and tape because, like, once you put it down, it is down, and there is no turning back from that. But you just gotta like hover a little bit and you'll be okay. Okay, so then we have a white panel on the inside of our card. And that white panel actually just has some decoration on it. So I have some butterflies on there as well as the greeting. So my greeting is from the Best Year stamp set. And it's got really good like inside outside greetings, which I super love. So I went with the happy birthday to you, wishing you your best year yet. So I have happy birthday to you on the outside and then wishing you your best year yet on the inside. And this piece of Whisper White is just another 1/4 inch in. So it is 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to stamp this one in... I actually think I'm going to stamp this one in the polished pink. So I'm kind of still using those, that same color scheme as I did with the other one, but I'm just kind of mixing it up a little bit because the colors are different. And then now these are ready to go on the inside because that butterfly is actually going to go like on top. It's going to be stamped separately, so I don't have to worry about wanting to stamp that before I adhere my cardstock down. because that is always sort of my rule of thumb, is to stamp first and then assemble, so that if you make a mistake, you can always like flip it over, toss it aside, use it for something else, or that sort of thing. I don't know, as I'm building onto this, I really am not finding this to be that loud. It's kind of cute, in fact. So here's our two insides of our cards, two outsides, and now we'll add these pieces, which I need to make sure that I'm doing the right side for these two cards. So this one is going to go like this, and this one like this. So it just goes at the bottom there, and that's just that leftover piece. No designer series paper left behind. And then I have some fresh freesia ribbon, which you could always use one of the other ribbons too. You could use the polished pink, the pale papaya. You could even use like a white ribbon too, if you wanted it to be more subtle, or if that's just what you have on hand. But did you also know that you can actually color your white ribbon with Stampin' Blends? How cool is that? Literally just color right over the top of it, and it's fabulous. So I'm just tying this into a knot. No bows, no fancy chaos or anything. I know so many of you guys don't like bows. So just a simple knot. And then we're just going to rotate and move this over. This one we're going to do off to the left, and this one we're going to do off to the right, just to mix it up a little, because why not? I'm actually not going to trim the tails just yet, because I really don't know how long I'm going to have my, my tails until I've done my stamping. So for the stamping, I stamped one set of butterflies in the polished pink and one in the fresh freesia. And I totally took a picture of this with the fresh freesia and polished pink, because it just looked so fabulous to be an entire piece of cardstock just filled with butterflies. Like, I don't know, it just made my heart happy, and I absolutely loved it. So let me know, do you guys love butterflies? Do you find them to be so, like, I almost find butterflies to be like bubbles, you know, like where at any age you can just look at one and it's just fluttering and pretty and just, I don't know, it just makes you smile for some reason. Is that just me? Am I crazy? Am I delusional because I didn't sleep last night? It's okay. You can let me know. I am aware that I'm all of those things. So then I took the die. I like to use a little bit of Post-it note tape to be able to secure the die in place so it doesn't move on me whenever I go to die cut it. So we're just going to pop all of these out. How satisfying is that? Like 6 butterflies all in one. And like sometimes I actually just leave that on there for many cranks through the die cutting machine. Like it's fine. Like I'll just leave it there forever. So yeah, if you ever buy any of my dies secondhand and you see some blue tape on there, that's what it's for. Just want to check. Brad was messaging me and he is out at the store. So I just want to make sure he wasn't like in a crazy accident, but he's asking me something about PJs. So I'll take care of that later. Okay, so I think I'm going to go polished pink with this as well. So I'm just going to stamp the happy birthday to you in polished pink down here at the bottom. This is kind of a weird stamp where you have to like stamp it what looks like crooked, but it's really straight. But it might still be a little crooked, and there's nothing wrong with that because like the butterflies are a little crooked too, so it's okay. It doesn't really matter. Then I'm going to add this with Stampin' Dimensionals because you guys know how much I love them. So we're going to Stampin' Dimensional it up. Again, let me know if you guys love butterflies as much as me or if I'm just a little cuckoo. The one thing that I do have to say I don't really care about Stampin' Dimensionals is the fact that like you have to stick them all down and then you have to peel all the backs off. Like I almost feel like I want like an assistant who just does that part for me. Especially like whenever I'm making multiples and I'm like feeling like I'm taking off 700,000 dimensional backs. Maybe in my next life. Okay, so this little sucker is going to go right here. And this little sucker is going to go right here. Okay, now I feel like I can cut my tails because I feel like I know my length. So I'm just going to angle it and trim. All set. Okay, so now I can mix and match my butterflies or I can do the same color. So I could do the big one and a little one. I really like this big one, but I almost feel like he's too big. Maybe he's too big. But I almost feel like the little one down low needs to be the purple because that's close to the pink greeting. Am I overthinking my butterflies? The answer is probably yes. I don't know. I think it's absolutely gorgeous either way. And then, of course, I'm going to stick one of the butterflies onto the inside of the card. So now this butterfly is hanging off of that, of the edge of this label. So I'm just going to stick a little dimensional on there, just on that far side, so that it stays like nice and level and popped up with the rest. Okay, I'm going to put another dimensional on this corner. I think I like rotated it from where I originally wanted it. But then that way, like, I don't want a double dimensional and have it be, like, not smooth. I want it to be, like, nice and even. So now instead of my butterfly kind of, like, dropping off of the label and being like, womp, it's just going to be nice and smooth all the way across. I want a nice, smooth butterfly. See, in this one, I think since the majority of it is going to be on the label, I'm not even going to worry about it. Because it's just, you know, those little edges. And then, of course, we need a butterfly for the inside. And this, I think I'm actually going to do, well, I was going to do a purple one because the purple one, or because the greeting is in pink, but I realized that I used the small purple ones for the front, so I only have little purple ones left. So there's our fabulous card, but wait! There's more. I don't know. I'm really actually loving this one, and I thought it was going to be a little loud, but I'm actually really loving it. What do you guys think? Which one do you love more? More flowers or less flowers? I guess I'll kind of determine it that way. The last thing that I have for this card is these opal rounds. You can see it's almost like a glob of clear gel with mica flakes in it. Like, that's how I can explain it, where it just, they're like little globs of water. You know, they almost look like dew, like little beads of dew on a leaf. So they're super cute for that. But I'm just going to add a few of these all over my project. Just for a little extra foo-foo bling. Because we all need a little foo-foo bling in our life, right? How fabulous is that? Okay, which one are we loving? So it's so funny. I ran out of the paper for this one and was kind of sad because then that meant I needed to pick a different paper. But I'm finding that I actually like these two better than the original. How crazy is that? Yeah, you never know whenever you kind of get pushed out of your comfort zone or pushed to use a different product, how much you actually like it better. So let me know, which one do you guys like the most? Do you like the gingham, the purple freesia gingham, the majority flower, or the majority yellow? And then, of course, don't forget, we get to see all that designer series paper on the inside for that super cute look. I love it. I feel like now I want to use all my designer series paper for card bases like this, because I find it to be so, so cute. And this paper is also on sale, so until the end of the month. So we just have a few days left. I can't believe July is almost over. But there's a few days left of that designer series paper sale. I did leave a link in the description, but if you can't find it, then just send me a message, or like put it in the comments, and I'll link it under your comment there. Hi, Carol. You're loving the Pansy paper too. I'm so glad. I will say, one of the other pieces of paper that I was thinking about using is an orange one. So this was the other piece that I was going to use. I felt like this pattern might be a smidge big for the inside. But the same as I was going to use this yellow, I was going to use this orange or coral. So yeah, that was going to be one of the other sheets that I was going to use. But you can tell that this is the 3 of the designer series paper pieces in that pack. So super gorgeous paper. You know me and how much I love flowers and everything. So yeah, I might end up going ahead and doing some cards with this one, just because I'm so surprised at how much I love how this one turned out from the original, that now I just can't wait to see if I like that one even better. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. So don't forget about that designer series paper sale. It ends here at the end of the month. There are select designer series papers for 15% off, so that makes them under $10 for 12 sheets of double-sided designer series paper. So super, super loving that. You love the butterflies too? Well, thank you, Carol. I am loving butterflies right now so much. I just feel like they're just fluttering by, and it just makes me so happy. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay cool. Definitely wear your sunscreen and stay hydrated, because that heat out there can be crazy. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Enjoy the Olympics. Go USA. Or the other day we were watching, so small side story, we were watching volleyball, and it was the Netherlands versus USA. And at first I thought his name was Ned, because the back of his jersey said N-E-D. And then I realized that both of the players had Ned on the back, and realized it was for Netherlands. So then we were saying that the Neds were playing the USAs. And Claire was getting a huge kick out of that, and she was saying Ned and USA, and it was hilarious. So a little bit of fun, fabulousness with the Olympics, memories to cherish forever, although I don't know how to write that in her book, that we were saying USA instead of USA. Anyway, that's just a little chaos into our family and life with us. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Again, this is the last time I am officially saying goodbye. So love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Happy stamping.